Is there anything else I can ask you? Were you paid by the Lambs? Did the Lambs offer you payment for the expert job you performed? No way, that's not the case. I understand. No Lambs are to be found. The Lambs did not pay you. I agree. This is real. Courtroom testimony could be required of you. Will it be within your capabilities? Would you be open to speaking with a judge if the charges against you were to proceed to court? The answer is obvious. Would you then be more comfortable sharing more than what you are currently able to communicate with me? Of course I agree. I agree with you, ma'am. This is a great opportunity for us to thank you for visiting our channel again. Here you can discover the tales that are causing a stir in the realms of faith, family, and the media. An article that has stunned the Christian radio industry has emerged as a new chapter in the continuing Daystar saga, and we will be discussing it this morning. This article will examine the startling reaction of forensic counselor Debbie Leonhardt to Rachel Lamb's assertion that Pete, who was acquitted of a serious charge of sexual assault, had been proven innocent. A lot of people now think the Lamb family may be involved in a cover-up, and there are a lot of charges and lies in this story. Now let's begin. For legal reasons, Jonathan and Susie Lamb referred to their daughter's abuser as Pete, but the revelation astonished Christians. The Lambs are the son and daughter of Marcus and Joni. But Joni and Rachel Lamb, their daughter, have disputed the allegations and said the Daystar TV network is the target of these lies. However, things take a darker turn beyond this point. According to what is now known, Marcus Lamb's initial response to these claims was to take them seriously and do something about it. He sought the assistance of Denise Boggs, a reliable relative and acquaintance, in his quest to uncover the truth. Debbie Leonhardt, a certified forensic psychotherapist, was subsequently approached for assistance with her research. Debbie spoke with Jonathan, Susie, and their daughter. She also spoke with Rachel and Pete Lamb. However, things start to get intriguing now. Supposedly, following these occurrences, Rachel texted her dad, Marcus Lamb, to inform him that Denise and Debbie had exonerated Pete of any wrongdoing. Were you able to grasp that? Something Debbie Leonhardt said in an interview not long ago helped clarify and put things in context. She was adamant that Pete was still at fault and claimed that their initial conversation only touched on the surface of the issue. On top of that, she came clean about the fact that she had neglected to contact Pete again to clarify everything. To hear Rachel Lamb discuss this issue in her own words, tune into a podcast. According to what she informed us, after speaking with you, the judge ruled Pete and his wife not guilty. Her words were heard by us. Her exact words are those, absolutely not, absolutely not. Is that correct? No amount of my efforts will absolve anyone of guilt. However, I refrained from saying so to them or anybody else in the room. The answer is no, since that did not occur. I understand. On top of that, Rachel mentioned the event's difficulty on her show. According to her, it was a really challenging experience. This was proven when, according to MS. Denise Boggs, Pete stated he was never prepared to face such challenging questions again. His refusal to do it was clear. Do you think the questions asked in this type of class are challenging? I was unable to pose any really probing inquiries because of this. Besides the standard hello or greeting, I didn't probe too far and asked just a handful of questions. After then, I felt like I had very little control over the situation. By any stretch of the imagination, you did not perceive this as an opportunity to pose challenging questions. The truth is that I don't consider what I do to be particularly taxing. Are you certain that you have uncovered all the necessary details to conduct a comprehensive forensic investigation? However, were you requesting or desiring additional conversations? I hit it off with Denise after chatting with the two couples. Since I was being forthright, I assumed there was a great deal more to accomplish. Unfortunately, I am helpless in that regard. Daystar had handled that issue differently, and that was all Denise informed me. Truthfully, I believed it had ended. Rachel Lamb has been spreading yet another untruth, and Debbie's reaction confirms Denise Boggs' prior claim. Since this information surfaced, many have voiced grave concerns over the motivations underlying Rachel's baseless accusations. Why she felt compelled to deceive her father remains a mystery to her. Plus, why did Marcus Lamb, who first appeared hell-bent on discovering the truth, ultimately decide to call it quits on the investigation after hearing Rachel swear? It turns out that Marcus and Joni Lamb were trying to find a method to get out of their legal troubles by finding a way to dismiss the claims against Pete without actually investigating the matter. That wasn't all Debbie was. While discussing the accusations, she also brought up the fact that Denise Boggs was allegedly asked by Pete and Rachel to draft an official letter exonerating them. Debbie defined them for me. Denise and she are unable to exonerate anyone from such baseless claims. The couple known as Pete and his wife expressed their desire to be exonerated from all accusations upon initially meeting Miss Denise Boggs. First things first, they denied any wrongdoing. You have also stated that what you said is not true, and Miss Denise has admitted that what she said is not factual. Nonetheless, Pete persisted in requesting Miss Denise's assistance in composing a message on his behalf. He added that addressing professional and business correspondence with a signature would be sufficient to rectify the situation. She states, "I am unable to do that here." Based on what you've observed, do you believe that Miss Denise Boggs, with all her credentials, could exonerate Pete in any manner? In no way. Because of her calling as a pastor, she possesses the soul of a teacher, but her academic record betrays no skills that could be useful in that regard. She was being really honest with him when she indicated she couldn't pull that off as intended. He's still not cleared by me. Can you imagine a world where forensic evidence could ever exonerate someone? But isn't that something that everyone has? Yes, it is absolutely accurate. Only when specifically requested can a forensic counselor provide an opinion to the court. Either they consider that viewpoint or they do not. Someone, maybe Marcus Lamb or Joni, was wondering your opinion on a certain matter. Was a phone call ever made to you to inquire? Marcus and I have never had any kind of conversation. Despite his passing, I have never had a conversation with either him or Joni. Pete paid Miss Denise Boggs 3 consecutive visits, including at Marcus's burial, as Miss Boggs informed you. Of course I agree. He was requesting a finding of not guilty. Of course I agree. According to Miss Denise, she has repeatedly told him, "I am unable to clear you." Debbie Linhart is someone that must be seen. If you were ever to face charges or appear in court, you would have some evidence to support your story. As a result, you should be prepared to undergo investigation and attend interviews. In contrast, it seems like you're implying that, despite its length, this meeting failed to accomplish much and that much more work should have been done. During a phone chat, has Pete or his wife ever wanted to schedule another meeting with you? No, I didn't complete it. Denise handled all of my correspondence since she had been assisting the family. The fact that this is accurate further disproves Rachel's assertion. Even more terrifying than the previous bit of information is the fact that Debbie glanced at the daughter of Jonathan and Susie. Debbie implied that additional investigation is necessary since something terrible may have occurred, but she refrained from specifying what had transpired. This could be the reason behind Joni Lamb's opposition to having an outside entity oversee the probe. It's conceivable that you're worried the truth may eventually surface. Anointed ones, this is far from the end of the story. This already frustrating and challenging situation has grown even more convoluted and harder to handle as a result of what Debbie stated. We feel it's significant enough to broach the topic of Debbie's comments on Jonathan and Susie's daughter in our upcoming episode, so we will. As an observer, we would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts with us in the space provided. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and hit that bell to be the first to know when we uncover the truth behind these stories. I appreciate you seeing it. May you continue to be showered with blessings, and I will see you in the upcoming film.